Having taken the time in the previous exercise to nicely line up our shape so that it is ready for us to use in the modelling process, we need to add one more set of tweaks here before we can go ahead and conform it to our helmet. Coming into Polygon Subobject mode then, let's select all of the polys in our shape and scale things up by about 110%. Next, we want to open up the Polygons panel on the ribbon, shift-click to bring up the options caddy for the Inset tool, and create an inset here of about 1.3 centimeters. Clicking OK once we are done. As it is only this outside ring of polygons that we really need, let's delete the interior poly, and then press 2 to jump into Edge Subobject mode. We want to select both sets of horizontal edges here, come to the Loops panel on the ribbon, and click the Connect button. This just gives us an extra edge down the center of each polygon that will help with our conform operation. In fact, to perform that, we can come over to our Freeform tab on the Ribbon UI. From the Draw on drop-down, choose the Surface option, and then, once the Pick button becomes active, we can choose our helmet geometry. We want to add an offset value of 0.2 here, and then engage the Conform brush, which should give us this options pop-up, which I'm going to snap into the free space on my ribbon if it isn't already. We can set the full strength value here to 100. Fall off can be set at 200, with the Conform option again being set at 100. What all of this gives us is the ability to essentially paint or conform this geometry to our helmet surface by means of a left click and drag operation. All we need to do is make sure that we get all of the vertices, and as you can see, everything should nicely conform to our helmet surface. Let's right-click to exit the Conform brush, and after coming out of Subobject mode, hold down the Control key to click and select our helmet as well, and then hit the Isolate button so that we can work with just the selection that we have here. Now, although as we look around our helmet, it may seem that we could just go ahead and start making our cuts right here in the perspective viewport, the simple truth is that, well, this would give us a very rough and oddly faceted shape on our helmet surface. And so, what we really want to do when using this technique is cut from the side, specifically in this case, our left view. With our shape selected then, let's just move it up off the helmet surface ever so slightly, like so. And then, after selecting the helmet, just make sure that we are working on our Edit Poly modifier. And then from the Modeling tab, jump into Edge Subobject mode and select the Cut tool. Now I'm going to make my first cut at the top of the helmet here, and then press S to engage the Snap tool. If I shift right click, we can see that this is set to Vertex, and so we can now snap and cut to all of the vertices on our stencil shape here. When we come to the end, we need to disengage snaps, again using the S key, and then add this final cut manually. We can of course move the vertex that we create a little later on if we want or need to. If we then press Alt W to come back to our perspective view, right click to disengage the cut tool and come out of Subobject mode, and then select and right click to hide our stencil mesh, we can see that we now have our shape nicely cut into the helmet geometry. Now of course we still need to do a little bit of cleanup work here, as things are looking quite messy from a topology point of view. And so let's move on to our next exercise where we can do just that.